Hello and welcome to this week's Brand Breakthrough Show. This week we are doing a deep dive into creating the perfect pricing strategy for your funnel. The reason that I've decided to focus on this topic this week is because we're running a sprint in the Brand Builders Club, which is all around how to create the perfect membership product. So this ties in beautifully, and I thought it would be a great opportunity to really bring the two together. So those going through the Brand Builders Club sprint can come in here and gain value from this at the same time as you gaining value as well. So what I really want to talk about this week is focusing on your funnel from a slightly different perspective. And the way that I think about pricing when it comes to creating a pricing strategy for your products and your services, and like what should you be charging, how often should you be charging it, there's all kinds of questions that are asked all the time around creating that pricing strategy. And you've been through funnel stuff before. Give me a thumbs up if you've done any training on funnel, or you've heard about funnels, you've done this kind of marketing stuff before. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up if that is you, because it's highly likely that you have. The fact that you are in here, hi Kay, hi Madeline. If you could actually, by the way, I only had time to go in and tag a few people, so if you could tag others in to this chat, it would be awesome, because I want as many people as possible to come in on this conversation, because I think there's a lot of stress around creating a funnel, and you already know exactly what you need to do to create a funnel, but there's something that is maybe stopping you or hindering you from actually taking that next step with it. So here's the thing. I think the reason why so many people struggle with the funnel is because they focus on creating that first lead magnet. So you get really focused on creating the lead magnet, and you're so focused on creating the lead magnet that you're not, really stepping into the vision of what it actually is that you want their journey to be. Hi Robert, my goodness me, it's so lovely to see you. Oh my gosh, I hope I see you in Holland when I come out there in a couple of weeks. so yeah, right, so I'll keep on track now, because I love it when I see somebody that I haven't seen for ages. When you create that lead magnet first, just like when I created my book, that was going to be a lead magnet. So I created my book as a lead generation tool, and I focused on completing and finishing that book. The problem is now when I look at that book, it doesn't fit very well into any of my funnel, because I believe I focused too much on that first initial engagement piece without knowing really what the journey was that I was going to take them on. So when it comes to creating your pricing strategy, what I really want you to think about is, what is the end game? Now I know you'll already be used to working in terms of, start with the end in mind. Again, give me a thumbs up if you've heard that before. I'm pretty sure you have. So I don't want to teach you anything new. What I want to do is get you to think maybe from a new perspective about the stuff that you already know. So in my experience, what I've found is, if I start with the third thing that I want to sell, which I believe that's like the main thing you want to sell. So if that's a program or a course or a retreat, the third thing that you're going to sell, I usually find that is between £500 and £5,000, dollars or euros. So if you've got something around that price, give me a thumbs up so I know where you're at in your pricing strategy. So do you have something that you already sell that is worth between, or valued between £500 and £5,000, dollars or euros, whatever that is for you? Because when you start off there and you create that thing, now you know what to kind of take little pinches of it to sprinkle them into the things that are further down the funnel. So I always start with my third thing. I start with the main thing that I want to be selling. Otherwise, it's just too far a gap. So think first about what is your main product or service that you're going to sell. And I call this the love escalator, because it's the lifetime order value escalator. Yeah, yes, I like it. Sprinkle it in. It's literally what you're doing. And the thing is that, when you're creating a model, and you'll have seen them. So if you look at Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant, so it's got 4 sections to it, or Tony Robbins, what does he call it, or Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You know, everyone's got a system. I've got a system. And for those of you in the Brand Builders Club, you'll have seen the system. It's a round system, and we talk about the 7 main problems that entrepreneurs are facing growing their business. And here are the 7 things that we've done to create a 12-month program for our Brand Builders Club members. So you can go through a process that takes you step by step, and each and every single day you can access any of those 7 things. Now, we've built that on the basis of 7 problems. So if you're thinking about your funnel, if we start here, if we imagine that this is the bottom of the funnel and this is the top of the funnel, and it's like a staircase. And remember, we did some really great funnel stuff when we worked with Chris Williams and Martha Hanlon on the Show Me the Money Challenge. You know, so you're here and you're taking them here, right? Well, here is where you really need to focus, because here is like the next steps, really. And my friend Dan Priestley, he calls this next logical steps. He would call this core product. He would call the very bottom thing, that would be a lead capture, and his next thing would be a product for prospects. And I really love the way that Dan Priestley from KPI really explains that funnel process, because to me it seems very, very real and natural. So your next logical steps, that's up there. Well, the next logical steps, you're going to find out what the client needs as their next logical step. So I don't see the point in really focusing on that too much. But, you know, when you get to a point where you're creating your love escalator, so you've got your lifetime order value with your customers, then you'll get to a point where any product you create, you'll be able to slot it in to that funnel. So, for example, I don't run it anymore, but when I used to run my Master Your Message Mastermind retreat over in France, 5 days in France, 6 people, totally nailing all the messaging, the positioning, the pitching, media training. We did all kinds of stuff over those 5 days. But to get to that, there was a funnel. So I had a brand strategy. So I used to do my challenge. So I did my 30-day challenge, which led people into a 1 hour of power with me. So the challenge was free, 30 days, or I did 21 days as well to lead into that. That then led into a £300 brand audit, a mini brand audit, where I do your brand colors, and you know, we spend an hour, I call it an hour of power, just getting really focused on your business. So it's personal, one-to-one, just you and me. And then I upserved them to Master Your Message Mastermind. So you could see there's a free, the product for prospects, as Dan would call it. That was, so I had my challenge, which was free, my product for prospects, which was below £500, which was my one-to-one session via Zoom. They get the recording of it. They can go and do what they like with that. Then the next logical step is the Master Your Message Mastermind retreat. So that was £5,000. So that sat just on that core product. And then the next logical steps became Brand Builders Club, because then they've got their messaging, and now they need to get that out to the world, and they want to start doing business in a global way and start getting out there, and it not being so hard to get your message out there in a big way. So that became the lifetime order value escalator for that particular process. So I started with the retreat. So what do you have as a retreat? Okay, Madeline, what do you have as a retreat or a product or a program, something that you can fit between that £500 to £5,000, dollars or euros mark, so that you can work backwards from that and start, like I said before, sprinkling that fairy dust from the big thing, putting a little bit of that into this next thing down, which then creates the lead magnet. So now you can see that there's a clear pathway to creating love between your customers and your brand. You want your ideal customers to fall so totally in love with your brand that even if they don't ever spend any money with you, they can't wait to go out and tell other people about the experience that they've had. So if you think about Brand Builders Club now, we run our challenges to build interest. We drive people, or summits, we drive people to our Thinkubators, a 3-hour session which is, hi Cara. So we have our Thinkubators that we run all over the world now. We run them online as well. That's a 3-hour session. So I deliver 45 minutes of training on a specific topic, and then we go into 2 hours of masterminding. We run them all over the world and online, like I say. So that's £15. So we've gone from free challenge, driving them into a £15 product, which then drives them into a £247 a month product, which is effectively a £3,000 product. So again, that fits in with that core, but they're just paying it over the course of a year at £247 or $297 a month. So it's really interesting when you start to play with the lifetime order value escalator, how you start to really see it. And you know, instead of it being a funnel shaped like this, you actually see it more as a staircase, like a graduation process, like a graduation program. And your ideal clients will appreciate you explaining it to them like that as well. Because who likes to think that they're part of a funnel? I don't want to think that I'm part of a funnel. I know that I am in many cases, but I don't want to think that I am. However, if someone says to me, well, listen, like, here's where you are, here's where you want to get to, and the journey that I would take is from here to this step here, and the reason this step here is really important is because X, Y, and Z. And once you've done that, then you'll be ready for this step here, and once you've done that, you'll be ready for that. A lot of people want to go straight from here to here, but if you miss these pieces in between, it can really cause you know, a lack of success in trying to jump. You know, you want to take the elevator instead of the escalator, where you're gradually you're building that muscle on the way. Now, you as a client might be at this stage. You might have already done these two things. So here's your first best step for you. Whereas if you don't have the budget to go further, then maybe think about coming down to this one here, where we can really play a little bit and get you moving on those steps to then take you into that next step. So it'll take you on the journey that you want to go from where you are to where you want to be. So literally, speaking about this process, a couple of months ago, I met a lovely lady at another mastermind that I was attending. We hit it off. We were running a Thinkubator in Manchester. We had our very first Thinkubator. She came along to that. She said, you know, it's not about money, it's about timing. I've got some stuff that I'm dealing with at home. I really want to be a part of Brand Builders Club. I know that that's the perfect thing for me. But is there anything that I can do so I don't feel like I'm not doing anything? Is there a start to this journey that I can take? I said, well, actually there is. So keep coming back to the Thinkubators. And how you can do that is, we have a product called the Idea Builder. So you've got an idea, right? She said, yeah. I said, and you want to take that out to the world, but you want some support in shaping it and creating it so that you're not wasting time, money, and energy building something that doesn't work. You want to get it right first time with some mentoring and guidance, yes? And she said, yes. I said, okay. So the best place for you to start, if you don't have the time, or usually people don't have the money, is to go through the Idea Builder program. Because over a 3-month period, we take you literally and there's a map, step by step. There's 7 things you do every month on top of the stuff you're already doing. So it's based on 30 minutes a day, so you can fit it around anything else that you're doing. And by the end of that 3 months, you'll have not only created the product, and the idea will be ready for you to then start using brand builders to create it and get it out there, but you'll be at a position where you've created a healthy habit. You're now working for 30 minutes a day on your business. So when you go into the Brand Builders Club program, it's not going to feel that much different. It will feel just as good, right? And you'll still be achieving stuff. She said, brilliant. So she signed up to the Idea Builder, and literally that was a couple of months ago, or 3 months ago nearly. And today we had a call, and she's become a brand builder today. So you know, that's gone from me attending an event, inviting her to a Thinkubator for £15. She paid £15, then invested £147 for the 3-month Idea Builder, and then today she's gone for the £247 a month. So it's a brilliant escalator. Remember, just, you know, you don't want to be hemorrhaging opportunities to other people because you're not serving them. So, you know, you want to create all the different things that really make a difference to those customers, but just create one thing at a time. Greg, hello. It's a very thought out process. Nicely put. Thank you. Barbara, hello. Been doing a cool and different live talk show. We should talk about you being a guest. I would love to. Thank you. I'd be honored. Gina, hello. Jane, oh my goodness, it's so good to see your faces. Oh wow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post the love escalator, because I've got it mapped out as a process. So it's a worksheet already. It's in the Brand Builders Club Facebook group. I know some of you aren't Brand Builders Club members yet, so I'm going to post this love escalator in this group for you, so that you can download it. You can go, if you don't see it in the group when I post it, go into files. If you're on your phone, then it'll be across the top. If you're on a laptop, then it'll be on the left. Click on the files tab within this How to Build a Brand Facebook group, and you'll be able to download the love escalator and start playing with it and start thinking, but remember, you start with your core product first. So your very first thing you want to do is think about, what is it where can I make the most difference? Actually, I think that's the best question for you. Where can I make the most difference? Like, in a 30-minute show, I can make some difference. I can get you thinking in a different way. Hi, Saj. You could be thinking in a different way. You can be, we can make some change, but change is reversible. Transformation isn't. So we can make some change on this, 30-minute session, but then you go through the love escalator. You start putting things into practice. You start going further and further. It's like, in half an hour, I can make a change. I can make a difference. In a day together, I can make some transformation. But on the Brand Builders Club, if I've got somebody for a year and I'm putting them through a whole program, that's a massive amount of transformation that I can make. So I want you to think about your thing first. What is the thing that you can make the absolute most difference? I want you to post it here in the comments, because there's other people that are watching right now, and there are other people that will come on and see what you've posted. Let them see, what is it that you sell? What is your $500 to $5,000 or pounds or euros product that you have to sell? So Greg, that would be Canadian dollars, between 500 and 5,000 pounds, dollars or euros. So what is that? Put that in the comments here. And then we can see what that is, because then you can start taking that little pinch of that and start sprinkling that magic dust into the next product down below it. And that's where you're looking for a product between 100 and 500. So what is then your product between 100 and 500 dollars, pounds or euros, that leads them into that 500 to 5,000? Remembering that if you've got a subscription product or a membership product, like Brand Builders Club is a membership product, so that fits into a £3,000 a year product, but actually broken down per month makes it really manageable for people to get involved and get all the mentoring support that comes with that. So, again, like if you're thinking, oh yeah, but it's only £250 a month or whatever, so maybe that should be a product for prospects. No, because if you add it up over the period of the term that you're going to be serving that particular product, that's what you want to be putting that into the right place. And of course, then once they've gone through that, there'll be a next logical step. So from Brand Builders Club, next logical steps is, maybe sign up to the Mailbox Money Mastermind, where every single week you've got me as a direct mentor. Brand Builders Club, you've got a whole bunch of mentors. With the Mailbox Money Mastermind, every single Wednesday morning. Hi George. Hi Andrew. Every Wednesday morning we go live on Zoom, and it's like, right, okay, what have you done over the last week? Brilliant. Here's what you need to do next. And then here's what you need to do next. And then here's what you need to do next. So, you've got your next steps. The next logical steps are usually something that's subscription or membership. For those of you that are in the Brand Builders Club, of course, we're talking about subscription and membership this week. Greg, love it. My Think Beyond the Brand website development training. Ooh, I love that. Webinar, $700. Live conference, $1,200. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So that would fit into your product for prospects, because that's between 100 to 500 pounds. So that's your 700 Canadian dollars. which would be about the same. So that would fit it. So your online webinar version of that training would fit into a product for prospects to drive them into then coming along to the live event. I'm not quite sure how many days that is or how long that is, but again, just play with that. So what is then the lead magnet to drive them into that? What if you've got your Think Beyond the Brand webinar, Greg, as your product for prospects, what is the free, or what is the gift? What is the gift that you are giving to entice them onto that next step of the journey with you? So I'm going to end it there so that you've got time to go and play with this. I'm going to upload the love escalator for you, so look out for that in the next 4 or 5 minutes, and just play with it, and then post pictures of it. Like, play with it, print it out, or just scribble your own one. You can map it out on a piece of paper, scribble it out, take a picture of it, and post it in this comment thread, because then I can have a look and we can say, oh, that's a bit too much of a jump, or have you thought about this? Or, you know, we can really play with it and structure it so that your funnel is really starting to increase your business. Andrew, hello, it's good to see you. So there you go. You've joined just at the very end of this. Make sure you go back and watch the replay. If there's somebody that you know should be hearing this message and and working on their funnel, please tag them into the conversation. Let them know, come across, invite them to come and join the How to Build a Brand group. And remember that all these videos, they go up onto our YouTube channel. So there's nearly 5 years of these brand breakthrough shows up on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/how to build a brand. Go and subscribe. You'll make sure that you never miss any of these. And the great thing about going and seeing them in YouTube is you don't have to go and try and scroll through an entire Facebook group to try and find what you are looking for. You can go straight to YouTube, into our channel, and there's, oh my gosh, there's over 1,000 videos in there. I'm not even sure how many videos there are anymore. So let me know, what do you want me to do further shows on? You know, I've got lots of different topics that I can come up with, but as you know, I like focusing on what you need. So tell me what you need in the comments with this video. What topics would you love me to cover? What topics would you love me to bring other experts in on and find out more about? And remember that we've got our Vision, Voice and Visibility Summit coming up in December. It's the 7th to the 9th of December in Manchester. It's in my hometown of Manchester this year. We're at a beautiful venue, which is called the Midland Hotel. We've got the whole ballroom. There's going to be 300 plus entrepreneurs there. We're going to spend 3 days on vision, voice and visibility. So setting your 2020 vision for next year, getting you into the right mindset and creating the proper strategy so you're not kind of feeling around in the dark. Day 1 is all about setting the course of where you want to go next and creating that vision. Day 2, getting your voice out to the world. Podcasting, live streaming, videos, creating your video scripts. You're going to be getting shit done in the room. And then day 3 is about visibility and driving as much visibility to your offer as possible. We're going to work on your offer as well while we're together. Got Bob Doyle from The Secret is flying in to MC for all 3 days. Going to have a bunch of fun. If you want to know any more about that, drop me a message and I'll send you the details. I've already sold bundles of tickets and I haven't even promoted it. We haven't even got a sales page for it yet. So it's selling easily. If you want a ticket or you're interested, let me know and I'll send you the information. Take care. Have an amazing, amazing day, an amazing evening, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. And look out for the love escalator, which I will post in the next couple of minutes for you. I'll see you on next week's Brand Breakthrough Show. Take care. Lots of love. I'll see you soon. Mwah.